Welcome back to Jamyy English. I'm Jayz.
And I'm Amyy, episode 17. And today, we describe people.
What someone looks like, how they carry themselves, the vocabulary of appearance in English.
This is a topic I genuinely love because as a graphic designer, I think visually. Describing what I see is something I do constantly, in my work, in my conversations, everywhere.
And it comes up so naturally in conversation. You have to meet my friend. She's the one with the curly red hair. You're looking for the manager? Tall guy, beard, usually wearing a gray jacket. She looks just like her mother. Same eyes, same smile.
But most English learners stop at tall and thin, or short and fat. And those are not only limited, the second one can be quite rude in English.
Right. There's a sensitivity around appearance vocabulary in English that's important to understand. Some words are neutral, some are positive, and some that might seem like just description carry a sting.
So today we do it properly. Vocabulary that's accurate, respectful, and genuinely useful.
And we'll describe each other, which should be interesting.
I'll try to be kind.
I trust you completely. Let's start. Height first. The basic spectrum.
Tall. Above average height. She's quite tall, probably around 5'10". Very tall. Noticeably above average. He's very tall, easily over 6 feet.
Average height. In the middle range, neither notably tall nor short. She's average height, nothing unusual.
Short. Below average height. This word is neutral in English. It's simply a descriptor. He's quite short, maybe 5'4". Petite. Used specifically for women who are small in both height and frame. More positive in tone than short. She's petite, delicate looking.
Stocky. Solid build, often short but broad. He's stocky, not tall but solid. Compact. Similar, often implies efficient, powerful build without excess. Athletes are sometimes described as compact.
For describing someone very tall, towering, statuesque, elegant and tall, used for women especially. She's absolutely statuesque. Walks into a room and you notice her immediately.
Build and body type. And this is where we need to be thoughtful.
In English, there are words that are simply descriptive and words that carry judgment. We'll give you the neutral, descriptive vocabulary, not words designed to evaluate someone's worth.
Slim or slender. Lean, not much body fat. Both are neutral to positive. She's quite slim. He has a slender build.
Athletic or fit suggests muscle tone, physical activity. He's very athletic looking. She's clearly very fit.
Stocky. We mentioned for height, but also for build. Broad, sturdy, muscular. Stocky build, solid shoulders.
Curvy. Having pronounced curves, often used to describe women. Neutral to positive in modern English usage. She has a curvy figure.
Heavyset. A neutral term for someone with a larger frame. More respectful than blunt alternatives. He's a big guy, heavyset. Large or plus size are also used respectfully.
Words to be careful with. Fat is considered rude in most English-speaking contexts. It's used clinically or critically, but rarely kindly in conversation. Chubby can be used affectionately between close friends, but is risky with strangers. Avoid obese in casual conversation. It's a medical term and feels clinical and harsh.
The principle? Describe only what you need to describe. If someone's weight isn't relevant to identifying or talking about them, leave it out. English cultural sensitivity around body size is significant.
Face and facial features. This is where description gets rich and interesting.
Face shape. Round face, circular, soft edges. Oval face, slightly longer than wide, considered classically balanced. Square face, strong jawline, angular. Heart-shaped, wider at forehead, narrowing to a point at the chin. Angular face, defined with sharp lines.
Eyes. Color first. Blue, green, brown, hazel, gray, dark. She has striking green eyes. He has warm brown eyes.
Shape and other features. Almond-shaped eyes, slightly angular, considered elegant. Wide eyes, large and expressive. Deep-set eyes, set further back in the face, creating shadows. She has these deep-set dark eyes that are really striking.
Bright eyes. Lively, expressive. Piercing eyes. Intensely focused, penetrating gaze. He has these piercing blue eyes. You feel like he's really looking at you.
Nose. Straight, slightly turned up, upturned nose. Broad at the base, narrow and long. Button nose. Small and round, often considered cute. She has this cute button nose.
Mouth and lips. Full lips, naturally plump. Thin lips, wide smile. He has the most genuine wide smile. Dimples, small indentations in the cheeks when smiling. She has these adorable dimples when she smiles.
Chin and jaw. Strong jawline, defined angular jaw. Soft jaw, rounded, gentle. Prominent chin, noticeably forward. Cleft chin, a small indentation in the center of the chin.
Cheekbones. High cheekbones. Prominent cheekbones, often considered striking. She has these amazing high cheekbones.
Hair, one of the most identifying features and one of the most described.
Length. Short, medium length, shoulder length, long, waist length.
Texture and style. Straight, wavy, curly, coily, tight spiral curls. She has beautiful coily hair. Frizzy, fluffy, less defined. Silky, smooth, glossy, thick, lots of it. Fine, each strand thin, thin, less volume overall.
Colors: blonde, light brown, chestnut brown, dark brown, black, red, auburn, red-brown, silver, white, salt and pepper, a mix of dark and gray or white.
Styles: ponytail, bun, braid, cornrows, dreadlocks or locks, pixie cut, bob, fringe, British English for bangs. She has this short blonde bob with a fringe.
And hairline. Receding hairline, the hair has moved back from the forehead over time. Bald, no hair. Shaved head, deliberately shaved. Thinning, losing hair gradually.
Facial hair: clean shaven, no facial hair. Stubble: short, rough growth, a few days of not shaving. Beard: full facial hair growth. Well-groomed beard, neatly trimmed and maintained. Mustache: hair on the upper lip only. Sideburns: facial hair along the sides of the face.
Skin and complexion.
Complexion: the natural tone and appearance of someone's skin. Fair complexion, light skin tone. Medium complexion, olive complexion. Warm, medium tone, often with a greenish or golden tint. Dark complexion.
Freckles. Small brown spots, often across the nose and cheeks. Common in people with fair skin or red hair. She has the most beautiful freckles across her nose.
Dimples. We mentioned for smiling, but worth noting again as a distinct feature. Wrinkles. Lines in the skin, usually from age or expression. He has these kind wrinkles around his eyes from smiling so much. Wrinkles described this way become a beauty, not a flaw.
And the catch-all. Complexion can also describe overall skin quality. Clear skin, glowing skin, tired-looking skin.
Age appearance. Sometimes you need to describe how old someone appears.
In their 20s, 30s, 40s, the safest way. She looks like she's in her mid-30s. Mid means the middle of a decade. Mid-30s is 34, 36.
Looks young for their age. Appears younger than their actual age. She's 60, but honestly looks young for her age. Looks mature. Appears older than their age. Age-defying. Remarkably well-preserved.
Youthful. Retaining qualities of youth regardless of actual age. He's 70 but has this youthful energy and face. Timeless. Looks good regardless of age. Not easily placed in any particular decade. Let's describe each other. Jayz, you go first. Describe me.
Okay. Amyy is, let me think, medium height, slender build. She has dark, straight hair, usually worn at about shoulder length. Her face is oval, quite defined features, dark eyes, warm and expressive. She has this quality when she speaks where she looks very engaged, leans forward slightly, and she has an excellent sense of style, always put together.
I appreciate the excellent sense of style. Okay, your turn. I'll describe Jayz.
Be honest.
I will. Jayz is tall, probably around 6 feet. Athletic build. You can tell he hikes regularly. He has brown hair, medium length, a little wavy. Strong jaw, kind of square face. Warm brown eyes. And he almost always has a slight smile, even when he's being serious. Like the smile is just underneath the surface. That's very Jayz.
I'll accept that.
Okay, let's unpack the vocabulary from those descriptions. Put together, well-dressed, polished, looking like care was taken with appearance. Slight smile underneath the surface. An impression of warmth that's always present. These are impressionistic descriptions, not just facts, but feelings.
And notice, neither of us commented on the other's weight or size, except in terms of build. We described structure, features, hair, and overall impression. That's a much richer description than a number.
Description is an art. Facts plus impressions. Features plus feeling. That's what makes it vivid.
Full body appearance and style, because how someone dresses is part of how they're described.
Casual style. Relaxed, informal clothing. Jeans, t-shirts, sneakers. He's always in casual clothes, very laid back.
Smart casual, In between formal and relaxed, chinos, a button-down shirt, the dress code is smart casual.
Well-dressed, making obvious effort with appearance. Stylish, having distinctive personal taste. She's always incredibly stylish, never looks like anyone else.
Understated, elegant, without drawing attention. Classic, timeless, not trendy. He dresses very classically, always looks clean and appropriate.
Expressive or eclectic, dressing with personality, mixing styles, wearing bold choices. Her style is so eclectic, you never know what she'll show up in, and it always works.
And for posture and bearing. Upright posture, stands straight, confident. Slouches, rounds the shoulders, appears tired or withdrawn. Poised, carries themselves with grace and control. She's incredibly poised, always composed and elegant in how she moves.
Presence, the quality of commanding attention simply by being in a room. She has real presence. You notice her immediately. Not about looks specifically, it's energy, confidence, and how someone occupies their space.
Amyy, let me add something that I think is one of the most useful skills in all of language. Describing someone you're looking for or helping someone else find a person. This comes up in real-life situations constantly.
Yes, like meeting someone at an airport or a busy venue, or telling a friend how to recognize someone they haven't met.
The structure for this is slightly different from general description. You lead with the most distinctive feature, the thing that will stand out fastest in a crowd.
For example, look for a tall woman with a really short silver pixie cut. She'll be hard to miss. The most distinctive element, silver pixie cut, comes first. Height is supporting information.
He's the guy in the bright yellow jacket, stocky build, dark beard. Bright yellow jacket immediately narrows the field. Everything else confirms.
She's probably about 50, elegant looking, always in classic clothes. Today she mentioned she'd be wearing a navy coat. Clothing is often the most useful identifier in crowded public spaces because it's visible from a distance.
Useful phrases for this situation. You can't miss her. She's very distinctive. You'll definitely spot her. He stands out. He's easy to notice because of something unique about his appearance. She's very striking, naturally draws attention.
Look for someone who looks a bit like, comparing to a known reference. He looks a little like a young George Clooney, dark hair, square jaw, kind of effortlessly put together.
She's the kind of person who lights up a room. Someone who has natural charisma and presence that draws people's attention and energy.
And after you find them, confirming identity. Are you Sarah? I recognize you from your profile photo. Or, you must be Jayz. I'd know that smile anywhere. That last one is lovely because it acknowledges something personal and warm rather than just physical facts.
I'd recognize you anywhere. I would identify you regardless of the context. I'd know that laugh anywhere. Recognizing someone by something characteristic, their laugh, their walk, their energy, is one of the warmest things you can say.
This type of description for finding people is practical and immediate. Lead with the most distinctive, add supporting details, use clothing and location if relevant, and always be ready to revise. Actually, I think I see him. Blue jacket by the entrance?
A note on sensitive vocabulary. We've touched on this, but it's worth saying directly.
English culture in the US, UK, and Australia has become increasingly thoughtful about appearance-related language, particularly around race, body size, disability, and age.
When describing someone's ethnicity or race, be factual and neutral. It's appropriate to note, she has South Asian features, or he's black, if relevant to identification. What's not appropriate is using appearance descriptions as a value judgment.
Describing disability. Use person-first language in most contexts. A person who uses a wheelchair rather than a wheelchair-bound person. Someone who is blind rather than a blind person, though this varies by community preference. When unsure, follow the lead of the person themselves.
And age, avoid elderly in a dismissive sense. Older adult or simply referring to someone's approximate decade is more respectful. A woman in her 80s rather than an old woman.
These aren't just political niceties. They reflect genuine respect for people's complexity and humanity. Description should illuminate, not reduce. One more section I want to add, describing how someone moves and carries themselves. Because appearance isn't just static. People have characteristic ways of moving that are deeply descriptive.
Yes, movement tells you a lot about someone, sometimes more than features.
Graceful. Moves smoothly, elegantly, without unnecessary effort. She moves so gracefully, like a dancer, even when she's just walking.
Confident gait. The way someone walks with sureness and purpose. Gait is the pattern of someone's walking. He has this really confident gait, walks like he belongs everywhere.
Shuffles. Moves with small, sliding steps, often associated with tiredness or age, but can be a personal habit. Strides. Takes long, purposeful steps. She strides into meetings. You can hear her before you see her.
Hunches. Rounds the shoulders and curves the back forward. Can suggest self-consciousness, tiredness, or just habit. He hunches a bit when he's on his phone.
Animated. Moves a lot when talking. Uses hands. Expressive in movement. She's so animated when she talks. Her whole body is part of the conversation. Very positive. Conveys passion and engagement.
Still. Moves very little, contained. Can suggest calm confidence or reserve. He's very still when he listens. Gives you his complete attention.
Fidgets. Makes small, restless movements when still. She fidgets when she's nervous. Taps her fingers. Shifts in her seat.
And laughter. The way someone laughs is incredibly distinctive and often described. Throws their head back laughing, uninhibited, joyful. Quiet chuckle, small, contained laugh. Infectious laugh, makes other people laugh too. Belly laugh, deep, full from the stomach. He has this amazing belly laugh. The whole room lights up.
Movement and laughter descriptions take someone from a photograph to a living person. They're the difference between reading a description and feeling like you know someone.
That's exactly right. The best descriptions make someone real in the listener's imagination. Amyy, one more area I want to cover. Describing people we haven't met yet from photographs or descriptions. This is a very modern and practical skill.
Yes, video calls, profile photos, meeting someone you've only seen online. This is every day now.
She looks just like her photos. She matches what she looks like online. A compliment implies authenticity. He looks different in person. A neutral observation that he's not quite what the photo suggested, usually said with a tone that clarifies, different in a good way or just different.
Photogenic, someone who looks particularly good in photographs. She's incredibly photogenic. The camera loves her. Not all attractive people are photogenic, and not all photogenic people look the same in person.
Much more striking in person. Seeing someone live is more impactful than seeing a photo. Photos don't do her justice. She's more attractive or impressive in real life than photographs capture.
And for video calls specifically, "You look tired today. Are you okay?" Said with genuine concern. This is caring. "You look well. You look healthy and rested." A warm observation.
Camera angle on video calls can alter how people look significantly. The lighting is doing you no favors. A gentle, humorous way of saying the technical setup isn't flattering, usually said to friends.
Profile photo vocabulary. He has one of those profile photos where you can't quite see his face, deliberately obscured. Her profile photo is from a few years ago. She looks a bit different now. Older photos are very common online.
I recognized you from your photo immediately. An affirming opener when meeting someone from online makes the person feel consistent and authentic.
And the reverse. "I wouldn't have recognized you from your photo." Said carefully, it can be either surprising or slightly critical, depending on tone. Best avoided unless you're very close with the person.
Body language and expression in photos. She has this open, warm expression in her photos. I already felt like I knew her before we met. Expression in a photograph tells you something real about personality. He always looks a bit serious in photos, but in person, he's hilarious. The gap between photo self and real self is interesting and worth noting.
These observations about photos, video calls, meeting in person are part of modern social life. Being able to articulate them naturally is genuinely useful.
Lightning round, appearance descriptions.
Ready.
Someone who is very tall with a graceful build.
She's statuesque, tall and elegant, carries herself beautifully.
Short, dark, naturally curly hair.
She has short, dark, coily hair, beautiful texture.
A man in his 50s who looks younger than his age.
He's in his 50s but looks young for his age, has this youthful energy about him.
Eyes that are intensely focused and expressive.
Piercing eyes, the kind that make you feel he's really looking at you.
Someone who always looks polished and well-dressed.
She's always incredibly put together, stylish, clearly cares about how she presents.
A warm smile with small indentations in the cheeks.
He has this genuinely warm smile and these great dimples when he laughs.
Beautiful. All of those are vivid and respectful.
Homework. Describe someone you know.
a friend, a family member, a colleague, in 5 to 7 sentences. Include height, build, face, hair, and one impression or quality. Not just facts, a picture.
Post it in the comments. We want to read your descriptions. This is a great writing and vocabulary exercise.
And if you want a bonus challenge, try describing yourself, in English, as if introducing yourself to someone who's never met you.
Tomorrow, episode 18, we switch from people to places.
Describing where you are, what a city feels like, what makes a place unique. The vocabulary of location and atmosphere.
Which I think is one of the most evocative things you can do in any language.
It really is. See you tomorrow.
Let's learn, speak, and grow together. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.